So many of you have asked me in the past how to build nuance in our arguments. Sir, I write arguments, but it doesn't have that punch, it doesn't have that nuance, that depth. And there are many ways to do that. One small exercise which I did recently in our Telegram channel is that I gave them two ends of the spectrum, merit and privilege. Merit is where talent wins. Privilege is no need for talent. Privilege wins all the time, right? This is a very fundamental dichotomy. And I said, if this is 1 and this is 5, describe 2, 3 and 4 to me. Very interesting, right? This is kind of the thinking that will help you develop your critical faculties and actually build nuance into your arguments. So take for example essay or even GS in this particular case, because it covers concepts like equity, equality, social justice, democracy, authoritarianism, so many different facets that you study across subjects. So let's dive in a little bit and see what this particular dichotomy presents us with. So merit, that's a utopia, and privilege, that's also an extreme, a dystopia, right? Utopia and dystopia, another dichotomy. So when you talk about merit and privilege, two things that you cannot ignore is opportunity and resources. So do we have equal access to opportunity? Do we have equal access to resources? So when I thought about merit and privilege, that's the way I expanded this spectrum to include the intermediate stage. So merit is where you have complete access to opportunities, extremely equal access to opportunities, and you have equal access to resources as well. What happens after that? So let's talk about stage 2. Stage 2 is what I call a typical fair society. It's where organizations, structures, institutions, government, communities, everything strives to give equal opportunity and equal access to resources. There is structural provisions in the fabric of things to make this happen. And there is, legal protection, all of that. But there is structurally people are doing it, their minds, their hearts are in it, right? So this is a typical just society. You can take any good society that where the most underprivileged people can still make it big is a good example. So while we strive structurally and we're trying to put everything in place to ensure that merit wins, we still cannot avoid the social fault lines. Sometimes they introduce complexities that give rise to some inequality, and there is bound to be some amount of that. So typical fair societies have faults in them, and those faults could be even social structures, could be wealth, other things like a free market economy could have some inequality that it gives rise to. So this is a combination, but the society structurally is trying to strive towards a meritocratic ideal. The next step is what I call pseudo-democracy. In a pseudo-democracy, what happens is that there is unequal access to opportunity and there is unequal access to resources. There is structurally nothing there that tries to prevent it. But what you have is some sort of protection. So if you are at the wrong end of the stick, you can still go and ask somebody that, injustice was done to me. So there is some justice system, there is some authority that gives you certain guarantees, but there is no structural way that gets done. So, old Greco-Roman societies, some good monarchies, are good examples of this kind of a rule. And Wild Wild West is a good example. So people are generally free; they're doing what they want to, and robbing each other or taking away each other's possessions. But there is a sheriff in town. There is a legal system that sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. So this is sort of a pseudo democracy. Democratic societies can go this way too, but it is possible that these societies are not democracies also. So this is the third stage. The fourth stage is what I call hypocrisy. In hypocrisy, the structural things are not there. Neither there is legal protection, but there is a pretense of the ideals. So it's almost like people are persecuted or they're exploited, but while being told that, oh, we are protecting the ideals of meritocracy. So it is some sort of an Orwellian universe. If you know George Orwell, he tried to paint something like that in 1984, where seemingly everything is okay. On the surface, you find that the ideals are being conformed with, but deep inside, completely nefarious. So this is the fourth stage where it is hypocritical. So you are not just denying them, but you are pretending that you are upholding those virtues, those values, those ideals. And in the last stage, in privilege, you don't care. You don't care even to pretend to conform to the ideals. So this is how I described or I thought about merit and privilege. It may or may not be fully foolproof. Another person might give you a slightly different nuanced argument, but this is an example of how to build a nuanced argument and how to build more matter, how to think of more things critically given a situation. This is a very critical exercise because what you're doing is you are actually peeling the onion. You're getting inside and you're opening the box and understanding what is inside it. So keep it up. Think of any dichotomy, try to dissect it in 4 or 5 stages like this, and I guarantee you your essay writing will become much better. So stay tuned for more such interesting assignments. Go to our Telegram channel, the link is in the description, and join me today for more such interesting and thought-provoking exercises.